Hey everybody, welcome back to Quest for Glory 4, Shadows of Darkness. And last we left off, we are in the Adventurers Guild. Up we go.
Someone has deliberately scraped these marks into the ceiling.
Looks like thief marks. What they mean? I know exactly what they mean. Shit, let me look again. Okay, good.
By moving the hooks around, you have opened a secret passage. You climb down the ladder into a seedy-looking room. A massive door blocks off a smaller room in the rear. This isn't as dusty as the Adventurers Guild, and the torches look recently lit.
This is finally something that actually matters to the character, rather than just being something I do
gives you fond
for
memories
potions
of
and
your
such.
home guild. This is a Thieves Guild recruiting poster, featuring a sophisticated worldly master thief. In an early excess of 3D poster art techniques, the artist has arranged the poster so that the thief is holding an actual plastic card. A legend at the bottom says, "Don't thieve home without it."
Why would you thieve from your own home?
A single tapped barrel rests against the back wall. There does seem to be something under this barrel, but you've got no clue of what to do with it. You examine the metal grate on the floor. It might be a drainage grate, but it's strange that there should be two of them right next to each other. Rummaging around under the floor drain, you find a round knob with a point on one side, which you pick up. Thieves have had to clean up after themselves since a few unfortunate accidents with maintenance personnel. You try to hobnob with the robbed knob, but it only makes you sob. Bob.
Okay.
On close examination, you find some scratches that might be thief marks behind the side drain.
What does this say? Oh. Basically to do what I already did.
The double doors are, of course, locked. You slip the guild membership card between the doors and unlatch the lock. Your guild card. Don't leave home without it.
Don't thieve home without it.
There are a number of fascinating books about thief techniques on the bookshelves. Of special interest is the one on disarming traps. It says that with the new Mark II Thieves toolkits and a bit of skill in picking locks, you can locate and disarm almost any mechanical trap. In the section on surviving magical traps, the book suggests taking up religion. There is also a book on thief marks that tells you all about this secret language of thieves. You learn a number of new symbols and combinations. This looks like an interesting safe. Another fine product of the Filch Safe Company. But you can't for the life of you figure out how anyone can open a safe with no knob.
Perhaps if we were carrying a knob in our back.
You try, not. Now that you've replaced the safe knob, the Filch safe looks ripe for the cracking. You know, kind of like a walnut. To open the safe, you will need to spell out the combination with alternating right and left turns.
Let's see. F I L C.
You quickly rifle the opened safe. Unfortunately, it looks as though legions of Thieves' Guild initiates have been here before you, as all the money is gone. You do find 5 throwing daggers placed here for, well, safekeeping. The only other usable thing in the safe is a single lockpick, half buried in dust in one corner. You grab the lockpick and the daggers. There does seem to be a single The well-worn oak desk looks as though it could conceal 1,000 secrets. Most of the drawers appear to be fakes. The one real drawer is locked. You've found a particularly diabolical poison gas trap. Fortunately, it's just like one of those described in the book on traps, so you are able to disarm it.
Even without the... Well, okay.
Ah, that did it. The lock springs open with a satisfying snick. Inside the desk, you find a complete and hardly used Mark II Thieves Toolkit.
Hooray!
It has all the latest facilities for opening the toughest locks, cracking safes, and disarming mechanical traps. There is one lockpick missing from the set, so you add yours to it. You also find a fancy match set of 3 throwing daggers.
Yay!
To add to your collection. Finally, you find some sort of diary or logbook in the desk. The title of the book reads, Memoirs of a Master Manipulator. Modest, eh? You take it out and set it on the desk, but it's a little heavy to carry around with you. You leaf through the chief thief's logbook.
Oh, is that what it is?
An interesting entry speaks of a proposed night raid on the castle. The guild members would use the secret passage to avoid notice. You wonder which secret passage that might be. A later entry in different handwriting indicates how far the guild had declined recently. It seems to be just a bunch of doodling and some nonsense words.
Such as?
It says, bad boys yell, good girls giggle, rich girls run. Not quite on the same standard as a nighttime castle raid. One of the final entries says, Fred and Frank caught out at night without hooks. Fred is dead and Frank sank. I'm the last. An ambitious thief will try to prosper by hook and by crook. The log closes with some incoherent ramblings about passing the deadly tentacled beast, then the horror, shadows of darkness enfold me, madness and mockery in the dark one's chamber. Sounds as though the author was in a chemically modified state. You depress the barrel tap, but nothing comes out. Instead, the barrel slides across the wall to reveal some sort of mechanism. This is a door unlocking.
Not yet.
Ah, you found a hidden safe. Good work. It sounds pretty safe. You set up the thieves' toolkit and try to disarm any traps that may be on the safe.
This could take a while. Never mind.
You have successfully disarmed the safe. Using the Mark II toolkit, you quickly manage to get the safe open. Inside you find 6 crowns,
Yay.
a throwing dagger, and a potion labeled Poison Cure. They seem a fitting reward for your efforts, so you take them. Ah, you found a hidden safe. You set...
Yeah, just pick a color and just stick with it. Even if it takes a while longer for it to happen.
You have success.
It's pretty obvious, I suppose.
You crack the safe using the Mark II toolkit. You take the healing potion, throwing dagger, and 5 crowns someone was foolish enough to leave inside.
Now we can do this.
This is a...
Bad boys yell. Good girls. Oops. Giggle. Rich girls run.
So, you found my secret passageway. You must excuse me. I'm not quite myself anymore. Oh, don't worry. I won't hurt you. It is good to talk to someone again. It has been so very long since anyone has been here. Ah, but I'm forgetting my manners. Welcome to Mordavia. I am the chief thief here. I'm also the only thief here other than you, but that is beside the point.
He looks like a cross between an enormous beetle and an older version of your old buddy Ugat.
Interesting. You have had a good deal of experience. If you study up on trap disarming and thief signs, you will have almost every skill you need to become a master thief. Perhaps even a chief thief like myself. Please to... You are a very Do you want to be a thief or some kind of a hero? The 2 roles are usually mutually exclusive, you know.
Usually, but you can balance it right.
My name? There is a little known... This was once a thriving training ground for new thieves. They would come from miles around to learn the trade here.
Sure.
If only we were not completely cut off from the rest of the world, this would be the greatest thieves' guild in the whole world!
It's rather small.
After I became such as I am, many of the members left. One thief said that I was no longer fit to be chief. After I showed him how fast I could throw daggers with these feet, he didn't say much. Never said anything again, as a matter of fact. The ones that left said they felt uncomfortable around me. Fools! Do they think this is some sort of Brotherhood of Man? This is a Brotherhood of Thieves! They should be uncomfortable around me. Soon it was just me and 2 others. They decided to explore the castle after the new owner moved in and never returned. So now, there's only me and you.
Oh dear.
You mean this passage You have to be very we are not exactly set up right now to fence stolen. I will tell you what. You go out. Do you like it? I'm afraid it is not very becoming. And to think I once despised cockroaches.
I have to do it because it's just so funny.
Do you think it's fun to have 6 legs and no matching socks? Do you think I enjoy running around frantically and stopping suddenly for no apparent reason? Do you think it's fun to look in the mirror and wish you had a giant fly swatter so you could commit suicide? Is that your idea of fun? You idiot! You! Forgive me, I'm just not myself lately. I made a terrible mistake and broke into the monastery.
Oops, sorry.
I discovered a secret passage to the basement. That place gave me the creeps. I felt like something was watching me all the time. When I got to the basement, I discovered a small statue I could easily take. When I tried to pick it up, I felt very, very dizzy. When I awoke from my faint, I looked like this. You can imagine my horror. It would be too dangerous. This was once a... Do you mean Nikolai? Yes, his would be an easy house from which to gain money. Be wary, though. The Burgomeister's bedroom is beside the house, and Dmitri watches out and listens for the old man.
As you do.
You will need to be careful around him. He takes his job most seriously. I once offered him a bribe, just as an offer of goodwill, and the man practically bit my head off. Phew, what a sore head. A strange man, a very strange man. No thief ever managed to... If you ever plan to stay at the inn, or even just eat there...
Point taken.
That shop is very securely locked up at night. The only way to get into it would be to very literally break in the window, and that would attract unwanted attention. Do not try it unless you want to get caught.
Point taken, point taken.
Must you go so soon? We were just getting to know one another.
Sorry, man. You're creeping me out.
It's a rare example of the deadly Mordavian moose, distinguishable by its long, fang-like canines. Someone has strung garlic around its neck, probably in hopes that it will stay on the wall. Are you kidding? It would probably bite your fingers off, then suck the blood out of them. You'd better moose out of this one.
I was just actually going to tick the garlic around its neck, but that's fine.
The old man walks with a slumped back and a sad, dejected look in his eyes. He seems to be searching for something that he hasn't been able to find.
Well, yeah, you usually stop searching after you found it.
You greet the old man.
Good day. Have you seen my Anna? Anna, I am...
Tell the...
If you see Anna, tell her I am looking for her.
I'll consider that.
It looks like a gigantic stone nose. Who knows what it really means? The windows stare back at you like eyes in the living wall. Well, they don't really, it's just a simile, you know. The door lintel looks almost like a moustache. The rope is attached to a series of bells hanging under the overhang. Or was that over the underhang? Or maybe around the... No, never mind. Okay, let's get this straight. If the windows are eyes, and there's a nose and a moustache above the door, then the door must be a mouth. Gulp. A set of brightly colored pull ropes hangs down in front of the door. Or maybe they're just stray moustache hairs.
Could be.
You hear something bouncing around behind the door. A lot of somethings. How interesting. It sounded as though someone knocked on the other side of the door as well, several times. Oh no, you've been Antwerped. Fortunately, these are just baby Antwerps, so the attack wasn't fatal.
Welcome to the Transcendental Receiving Animal Processor. You can analyze the creature you wish to capture, then apply the proper bait. If the animal is in the immediate vicinity, the trap will catch it for you. If the animal is not in the area, you'll have to catch it yourself, but at least you'll know what to feed it. No. I didn't think so. Come back when you're ready. Does it move? No. It's dead, Jim. Yes. Does it have legs? Yes. Does it have more than 4 legs? Yes. Sorry, I don't do centipedes. They're creepy and crawly. Try feeding corn to your horse or your house. It's gotta be a banana slug then. No. Oh, then it's a banana split you want. Try a whatever. Use a baseball glove to catch the bouncing ball.
It doesn't.
Wait. Sorry. It's a snake that swallowed a rubber ball. No. Oh, then you must want a kangaroo. No. No? Oh, I know. It's a frog refugee from a French restaurant. No. Surely you can't be trying to catch a baby Antwerp. Yes. You've got to be kidding me. No. Don't say I didn't warn you, but if you really must catch one, baby Antwerps love avocado.
You bait the trap with avocado from your sandwich. Avocado was never high on your list of favorite foods anyway. The trap starts working.
Gotcha.
You've caught an Antwerp. It's simply amazing.
Thank you. Your Antwerp has now been processed. Do you wish to identify another animal? No. Can't handle more than one, I see. It's a good thing you know your limits. Okay, let's go. Does it have legs? Yes. Does it have more than one leg? Yes. Does it have more than two legs? Yes. 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 No.
You don't yet. This is the Antwerp Maze. Antwerps are naturally bouncy, so all you have to do is
Naturally
continually
bouncy and
rotate the
constantly
maze until
bouncing.
the baby Antwerp bounces over to the key, then out through the exit.
Simplistic. I'm having a bit of trouble here.
Congratulations.
Phew.
Not
That took a while. Oh, for frick. I forgot about this. Thankfully, it's not a sliding puzzle, but it's close. Bingo.
Great. You've managed...
Quickly, Igor, the fluid. I must have the fluid. Oh, excuse me. I thought it was Igor coming in to assist me. He helps out in the lab sometimes. Now then, what can I do for you?
Hi.
You say hello.
My name is Dr. Cranium. I am Moldavia's chief scientist and a certified genius. Some call me mad, but I much prefer Dr. Cranium. Ah, yes, science. I'm glad you asked. Science is the process of systematically increasing our knowledge of the world through observation and experiment. Unfortunately, some of the townspeople here seem to have no concept of the wonders of science. Some of them even claim my little inventions are magical. Such poppycock. There's no such thing as magic. Still, the townspeople insisted that I should be able to use my magic to cure wounds and sickness. I told them that I am a scientist, not a doctor.
You know your name's Dr. Cranium.
I had little choice but to concoct some simple
telepathic.
elixirs. They were childishly pleased. Science is really so simple once you understand it. If you want to improve your stamina, then you should make sure you eat a healthy diet from all the different food groups and get plenty of aerobic exercise. That is science.
You look like you could use that yourself, Doc.
Oh, you must mean my patented healing drink. You may have my last one. Unfortunately, I have forgotten the formula for its main ingredient. If you can help me remember it, I will be able to make some more healing drinks, although the work is very time-consuming.
Cranomeal. Let's see. Ah, here we are. Earth, water, fire, pizza, earth.
Thank you. With that information, I'm sure I shall be able to create some sensational scientific solutions. Oh, you must mean my new universal poison antidote. You may have this one, but I will need some help with the formula to make more. Also, I am afraid I only have time to make one each day.
That's fine. Salt, pizza, fire, water.
Thank you. With that information, I'm sure I shall be able to create some sensational scientific solutions.
Yeah.
You are...
Of course.
You are...
That'll do.
Experiments are the meat and drink of science. First, you must come up with a hypothesis based on your understanding of the scientific elements. Then perform an experiment to test the hypothesis. Afterwards, you have a pizza. Pizza is a crucial ingredient in many scientific formulae. There is a nearly infinite variation in its effects, depending on whether one starts with pepperoni, mushrooms, artichokes, or plain cheese. One should always order extra pizza in case the experiment requires additional materials. Besides, science is hungry work.
I bet.
Earth is for solidity and stability. Air gives freedom and movement. Fire provides power and energy. Water, fluidity, and life. Pizza, of course, is the most important element of all. Pizza represents the essence of well-roundedness and regaining strength. Most importantly, you can have it delivered in under half an hour in most areas.
I remember that when it was under a half hour or it was free. I'm not sure if they do that anymore, but...
A hypothesis is a scientific guess. One predicts the result of an operation, performs an experiment to test the prediction, then has a pizza to celebrate the result. It is very important to stay flexible, however. Sometimes the experiment may give a different result than predicted by the hypothesis. Since real scientists don't like to make mistakes, we always write the hypothesis in pencil.
Well, there you go.
There is, of course. Still, you would be amazed at how gullible some people are. Just the other day, someone gave me this scroll saying it was a magical spell. Can you believe that? It is purest poppycock. Nothing on here makes any sense whatsoever. Here, you may have this as a reminder that magic is a figment of fevered imagination. Only science is real.
Obviously, Dr. Cranium needs to take a correspondence course from the famous wizard school. As you read the scroll, you find that you have learned the incantations and gestures with which to cast a glide spell. Then the scroll vanishes.
There, you see, it was not even a very good piece of parchment. Fell right apart. Igor is the gravedigger and tombstone carver. Business has been slow lately, perhaps because there are very few people left in town. So
I'd
Igor
imagine that'd be the
sometimes comes
case,
in
yes.
to help me with my work. Igor has had less work of late. The forest is just as dangerous, but there aren't very many people left in town who are stupid enough to go out there at night, you know. I like to think of it as a sort of evolution in action. Igor is carving out quite a niche for himself in the gravestone business. You might say he is well on his way to becoming a rock star. Then again, you might not. The cemetery is outside of town to the east. It has proven a fruitful source of materials for my experiments.
How do you get
There
them
are
without
also
dying?
some interesting and cryptic puzzles to be solved there. Essential etheric fluid is an important ingredient in my formula for reanimating dead bodies. It contains the essence of the element of water, the most important ingredient in life science. This laboratory is where I perform some of my most important research. Lately, I have been trying to bring life back to a dead body and to brew the perfect cup of tea.
That is actually very hard.
Reanimating the dead is just another day's work in the life of a scientist. Even science cannot bring a person back right the way they were, but one can use scientific principles to restore the semblance of life and energy to formerly dead flesh. The one alchemical combination that I have thus far been unable to fully analyze is that of a good cup of tea. I'm sure there must be a way to duplicate the effects of nature, but the results have not been promising so far. Perhaps you would like a cup of spearmint and beefsteak tea? I thought not. This is even harder than rehydration solution and reviving dead tissue. Research is the heart and soul of science. Without constant experimentation to prove or disprove one's hypotheses, the scientist is left trying to solve the world's problems by guesswork. That is hardly the most efficient way to achieve results. I try to maintain a modest selection of useful experimental equipment in my simple laboratory. Unfortunately, it has become very difficult to obtain the most modern scientific accessories since the road out of the valley became closed by the swamp. Mad? Mad? They all call me mad, but what do they know of madness? I am not mad. A bit perturbed about the world situation and how I get so little respect, perhaps, but certainly not mad.
A contraption looking nothing quite so much as a giant ray gun points towards the operating table. Now wait just a second. There's no such thing as a ray gun in Mordavia, is there? Dr. Cranium has an orderly personality, so he likes to arrange things in tables. It's a beaker full of eyes.
No, it
and
isn't.
they
It's a
all
brain.
seem to be looking at you.
The eye's still attached.
Some sort of complicated scientific experiment is going on here. Could it be the quest for the perfect cup of tea?
Oh, you gotta brew it just right, and just for the right amount of time.
It hasn't finished brewing yet. Great tea takes time.
Otherwise, it's just watery and ugh. But either way, we gotta call it a video here. I am the Blue 32. This is Quest for Glory 4, Shadows of Darkness. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.